other things, I think high level we have covered, right? So whenever you talk about user analysis, you do talk about the various user personas. I think we spent a lot of time in the initial few weeks. You do take a look at into the different user pain points and some of the ways in which you do it through the funnel analysis, right? So basically you see in the entire end-to-end user journey, right? So the customer journey map, where are you finding the maximum drop-offs? And that will sort of hint you towards where you should be spending your time. And another way to look at it is through the customer lifecycle, right? So acquisition, adoption, retention, referral, engagement, right? So your AARR framework or your heart framework, or even something like circles, right? So I don't think that circles was actually covered in the course material, but if you would have gone through the Decode and Conquer book, then you may have come across the circles method. Did you guys get a chance to go through it, or how many of you know about it, or at least have heard about it?
No, Shalipam, not yet.
Yeah. So circles method actually is also important, and typically in some of your interview questions, it may become important, right? So for example, let's say you're given that, how would you improve WhatsApp? Or let's say you're told that, you are the PM for LinkedIn and you have been tasked to launch the live feature, or think of anything, any such kind of, very high level problem statement which you may be given. So circles method can actually help you, I would say, provide a framework to answer these questions, especially during the 40-50 minutes interview, so that you do touch upon the key areas that the interviewer may be expecting, and you have a framework so that, okay, first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, right? So circles is again an acronym. It stands for, first of all, you will try to comprehend the situation to say that, what, who, why, how, right? So let's say if someone tells you, how would you launch the LinkedIn live feature if you were the PM, right? So first of all, obviously you'll understand that what does live feature even mean? Who is the target audience here? What kind of business goal are we trying to achieve? Right. So some of those things are part of the comprehend situation aspect, right? Where you ask a lot of clarifying questions and also try to understand that why would someone really want to launch it, right? Then you identify the customers or the user personas, right? You can then talk about the customer needs, right? So basically, again, going back to the customer user journey and then calling out, in different stages of that funnel, what could be the potential pain points. Once you have identified those pain points, right, you may actually want to say that, okay, these could be the 3 possible pain points, but within these pain points, I'm going to prioritize this pain point because this drives the highest revenue, right? So basically, the why part, right? So in the why part, you will try to sort of also align on a certain metric that you want to improve. And then you will say that keeping that metric in mind, this is a prioritization, right? Then you can list a few solutions to solve for that one pain point. Please don't talk about all 3 pain points because then you will get lost. Try to prioritize one pain point, list solutions for that pain point, and then within those solutions, try to do a trade-off, right? Try to say that, so you may have 3 solutions, right? But again, amongst those 3 solutions in a real world, you will have to go ahead with one first, right? So again, the prioritization part or analyzing the trade-off part will come in. And eventually you can sort of summarize, you can do a recap to say that, where you started, how did you identify pain points, within those pain points, what are the solutions, and within that, what is it that you would like to go ahead with, right? And somewhere here you should, in the comprehend situation, you should also talk about the end user goal or objective, typically in English, but also through a metric that you're trying to drive. And again, here you can try to bring in your AARR framework to say whether you're trying to drive higher acquisitions or higher retention or higher engagement, right? So again, I think circles method, a lot of people do use. You don't have to call out that here to answer this question, I'm going to use the circles method, but keep it at the back of your mind, because sometimes what will happen is people will spend disproportionate amounts of time, let's say, on just comprehending the situation. In that case, you will not be able to have enough time to do justice to the other parts, right? So this provides you to say that, okay, this I'm done, next I'm going to do this, next I'm going to do that, right? So this framework does come in handy sometimes in your interview questions. Okay,